think about your goal, it feels exciting. It feels like a stretch, but it's a doable stretch. It feels empowering. It feels light instead of feeling like, oh my God, it's so hard. It's so overwhelming. I don't know if I can get there. I don't want to struggle anymore. I want to talk about, there's two ways of doing life. There's two ways of achieving goals. There's two ways of literally moving through your day. So, Janae, you're going to love this topic, I think, because there's a heaviness around I have to exercise, and I want to bring more of a lightness to it today. So does that sound good? Are you open to it, Janae? Okay, awesome. So I want to explain. So if let's say, okay, we're all on a weight release journey. And so there's two ways you can achieve a weight release goal. One way, and you can put yourself into it. Maybe you've done somewhat of this in the past, or that's kind of where your mind is at. So A, you could decide, I am so disgusted with where I'm at. How did I get here? I'm so frustrated. I don't like what I see in the mirror. I don't like what I see on the scale. None of my clothes fit. My doctor said I need to lose weight. My husband said, like, there's so much pressure. I'm embarrassed to go out. So, and then you could struggle. You could be like, I got to do diet. I'm going to cut out everything I enjoy. And even if the diet feels so hard and so arduous and so out of alignment with your preferences, you just scratch and you claw and you deprive yourself towards your goal. You might get there. You probably won't, but you might. But here's the thing. When you get there, I promise you, you won't be able to stay there, because the journey to weight loss has to match the destination. So if the journey is scratch, claw, deprive, heavy, hard, struggle, deprivation, and then you think you're going to magically get there and just have a great life, that's just bullshit. That's a lie. So that's type A. We've all done it. I've done it. Anybody done it? Like, whatever, Dr. Bernstein's or super strict diets or weight loss injections or HCG drops or restriction, calorie counting, really strict calorie counting. That's all kind of that scratch, claw, deprive. You got to do this much cardio to burn this many calories. That's that energy of push and heavy and have to and should and forcing it. So that's A. And then there's the other way. Let's call it B. No, let's call it number 2. Just kidding. Okay, so decide to make a change because you're meant for more, because you're worthy. Somewhere deep in yourself, you're meant to move better and feel better and look better. You're capable of it. Somewhere there's a better life for you. There's deep inner knowing. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to feel so good. I know I can do it. It's going to take work, but I know I'm worth it. And then you work towards it from this energy of balance, and you take into account your own life situations, and you take into account what you love and your pleasure and your preferences. You take into account your body and your mind and your spirit and your emotions, because diets only take into account your body and very much just like eat less, exercise more, and it's a very small piece of the picture. So you'll reach the thing about type B when you do it from inspiration and your worthiness and you do it in a balanced way. When you get there, instead of having a sinking feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to keep this weight off? You have this feeling of, this is my lifestyle. I know I can do this. This is sustainable. I feel empowered because the journey matched the destination. Does that make sense? So the way you got there is the same way you're going to keep doing your life. But on a diet, the way you got there was scratch, claw, deprive, frustration, exhausting, angry, hangry, starving all the time, calorie counting, no trust of your body and food, And then you think you're going to miraculously get there and be just like perfect life. So it's a lie that we tell ourselves. I told myself that lie for so long. But yeah, I want to talk about the A versus the B. So the A is like the push energy, the diet energy, the have to energy, the should energy, you know, all of that heaviness. It's a struggle, it's a slog. And the B energy is like the lightness, the inspiration, the self-worth, the being pulled towards your vision instead of pushed to not feel so bad. It's like pull. So when you go with that B energy, your goal, when you think about your goal, it feels exciting. It feels like a stretch, but it's a doable stretch. It feels empowering. It feels light instead of feeling like, oh my God, it's so hard. It's so overwhelming. I don't know if I can get there. I don't want to struggle anymore. So is this are we tracking? Okay, so can you resonate more with that first energy of doing things from that should energy, that push energy? Can anyone resonate somewhat with that? And then can you resonate a little bit with like more of the light pull energy? Okay, awesome. So I love this topic. And I think it's perfect because like what you said, Becky, you invested in a new dresser and something that's easy to maintain. And that's probably pretty nice to look at. And it's just more in alignment. And I bet that felt kind of light. So this is what I want. I want to simplify this topic down to stop doing stuff that feels heavy and arduous and should and I have to, and start doing things that feel light and inspiring and worthy, and I get to, and I choose to, and I want to, and I deserve to. And this is a twofold thing. It might be the actual thing needs to be different, or it might mean your mindset about the thing needs to be different. So for example, I'll quickly share, you know, from that, I need to exercise more because if I exercise more, I'll lose more weight, I'll feel better about myself, I'll strengthen myself, my back pain will go away. So that's all good. Those are all noble reasons to exercise. And there could be an energy of I have to do this. I must do this. I should do this. And that's more of that push energy. There's something wrong with me. I'm lacking. I'm not good enough. So I have to do this versus I'm going to exercise because when I do, I feel good after. And when I do, I'm taking care of my body. And when I do, I'm moving towards my inspiration for myself. And so there's a different, that's kind of more of like the energy around it. Sometimes the words are powerful. So like literally as simple as instead of saying I should exercise, you change it to I get to exercise, or I want to, or I choose to, or I deserve to exercise. So sometimes that word shift, I'm not kidding. It sounds so simple, but it's so profound. Words create emotion in our body, right? The word, for me, the word have to makes my body literally just go black, heavy. I have to do this. I hate that. And put your word in. Maybe for you, it's I should do this, or I'm going to try to do this, or whatever your word is. Let me know in the chat. What's your heavy word? When, for me, it's should or have to. So I'm like, oh, I really should, you know, get my kids' room tidied up. And it's such a heavy energy. Oh, I need to. Yeah, Becky put, I need to. That's such a grasping, I'm lacking something. So I have, you know, have to, need to, should, must. Those are heavy words in my vocabulary. So to flip it, and I'm not kidding you, I had one client and this was her thing, and this might apply to you, all of us actually. I was thinking about Janae, but then I know Becky, sometimes this could help you, and Christy, I know this could help you, and Christy works with people too that need some help to get moving. So she literally, this was her biggest struggle, was exercise. And she was doing good with the food and things were going pretty well, but she just kept blowing off her workouts. She's like, I should really get to the basement. It's so easy. I have all this equipment. I don't know why I'm not doing it. And I said to her, her name was Krista. Krista, can we just try for a week changing your words? I said, how about, like, you pick your word, but can it be like, I deserve to get to the basement, or I want to get to the basement, or I choose to get to the basement, or I'm worthy of getting to the basement, or like, whatever, deserve. So, and she changed it. And she just, I think she picked choose. Instead of like, I should, she's like, I choose to. And she could not believe the difference. She's like, I want to go now. I'm like excited because I feel empowered about it instead of this heavy, like pushing, oh, I really should do this. And so then it changed everything. And I checked in with her. This was a few years ago, but she's like, it's still working. Like, I'm doing it from that choose to and that want to place versus that should heavy place. Does that resonate for anyone? And you can use it in anything. You can use it with water. I need to drink more water. Oh, how about this? I deserve to drink more water so my cells of my body are hydrated and I'm glowing and I have better energy and my fat burning capacity is higher because I'm hydrated and I'm not all sluggish and my disease processes slow down and my detoxification goes up. That's so much better in my mind than, oh, I should really try to get 8 glasses of water a day. And then it's just such a heavy energy. Energy is everything. Energy is valuable. Vibration, energy, all that. It makes such a difference. So that's what I wanted to share today, is just moving from a lightness versus a heaviness. And I promise it'll change everything for you, because it might not be, your thing might not be exercise, but it might be eating differently, or working on your home, or working on your marriage, or working on your relationship with your body. If it's a should, this is so funny. Sherry's not here today. She said she had an appointment, but she a couple weeks ago, she's like, I have to be nice. I have to love myself more. I have to, I need to, I should really be better at this love yourself stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but don't bring that energy. Yes, I want you to love yourself more. I want you to work on your self-talk. I want you to speak kindly to yourself. I want you to do all that. And if you're trying to force yourself to love yourself, that's not the right energy. So we kind of laughed about it, because she's like, I need to love myself more. I'm like, yeah, you do. And that energy of forcing it is so not, it doesn't resonate, right? It's like, it needs to come from inspiration and love. And there's a quote, Ella Fitzgerald, it's one of my favorite quotes. She said, where there is love and inspiration, you can't go wrong. So if you're moving from love, if you're moving from inspiration, if you're taking action from love, if you're taking action from inspiration, you can't screw it up. If you're taking action from, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not worthy enough, I don't do enough, I'm not enough, it's not going to end well. You might achieve some stuff, but you're going to burn out. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be sustainable. So yeah, Becky, I want to exercise. That's a way better energy than I have to, I should.